After a green monthly close, Bitcoin's bullish momentum fades to a retest of support. If you're surprised by that, well, you may not have been paying attention. Hey guys, it's Keith Allen. Feeling a little under the weather today, so I'm going to try and keep this one brief, but wanted to keep you guys updated as to what is happening in the order book and what I'm seeing in the charts. If you have been with me for a while, you know that we've talked a lot about that 69K level, and we're going to examine that and analyze that very closely here today, as Bitcoin is currently literally testing 69K almost to the penny. So before we climb in, just a quick reminder, if you like the streams, do me a favor, go ahead and smash all the buttons, especially make sure that you subscribe to that little bell there up there in the corner on YouTube if you want to make sure that you never miss any of these streams. Also, the live chat is open if you'd like to comment or have a question or want to share some insight with us. Always love to hear from you. Always enjoy engaging with you. With that, let's go ahead and move ahead, and we will start here on the candle chart here. Monthly close was green, of course, solid green close, not just above that 2021 top, but also above the quarterly open, which I think is noteworthy. So here you can see our October. Yes, it did indeed pan out to be an October event, 11% candle on the month. And here's our 69K level. We closed actually at 70,231 or somewhere thereabouts, depending on what exchange you're on. The quarterly, as I mentioned, the quarter opened at 63,300. So we opened well. We closed well above that quarterly open, which is also a positive sign in terms of macro strength here. So you can see the macro trend still very much intact here. We did not get any new signals from trend precognition on the monthly. In fact, the A1 slope line ticked down ever so slightly, indicating a bit of softening in the momentum here at this stage. That's to be expected. We talked about all of the various catalysts that we would be facing here this week and in the days to come, including today's economic data, which gave us an interesting dynamic here. Non-farm payrolls were a huge miss, right? 12,000, and that was 100,000 miss. But unemployment stayed the same. So this is always a scrutinized number for sure. The talking heads and economists are saying that this, and even the Bureau of Labor and Statistics is saying that this number is a noisy number, and it's hard to pinpoint, likely heavily influenced by the two major hurricanes that we had in the southeastern U.S. Back in the past several weeks. So this may be an anomaly. We'll have to see, but the market seems to think that the unemployment rate remains strong, and that this may allude to bode well for an upcoming rate cut at the November FOMC meeting. Now let's take it over to fire charts and look at the liquidity. And as you can see, we cleared out a lot of liquidity here in the past week, taking out hundreds of millions to the upside. And then, of course, that created a void. And so I had said all along, I wanted to see retests of support, especially at that 69K level, because we've had so much history engaging with that level. And if we go down to the daily time frame, you can see the number of times that we have failed to hold that RS flip. And that's exactly what I'm wanting to see happen now, right? The issue was we constantly had wicks below that 69K level, and those are an indication of softness. Yes, we were bullish, but it was a weak bullish, right? And things broke down. And now we have kind of a similar circumstance where we did wick below yesterday. And at the moment, price has recovered, but will it be enough? Will it hold here in this range, or could we potentially go lower? And if we do go lower, where might we go? I've shared that in the previous analysis, and you can certainly go back to any of them on the YouTube channel or on Twitter, if that's where you're searching, and see some in depth of what we talked about. But basically, I look to the other technical levels. And depending on what time frame, those levels may change a bit. Well, they will change a bit, right? So I like this 21 moving average I like the daily, but I like the weekly even more. And if you'll notice when we switch over to the weekly time frame, we've had a lot of consolidation at this level here. It's been steady for several weeks now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're now in the seventh week at this stage, and I'd like to see this hold. No guarantee that it does. That level right now sits at around 63K, a little shy of that, it looks like. And if that doesn't hold, look at this 50-week moving average, which has been tested once, twice, three times, and looks like a pretty solid trend here. You'll also note that we've golden crossed the 100 and 200 week moving averages, and as these averages pull up towards this trend line, this is, the moving averages are obviously lagging indicators, but it's an indication that we are trending in the right direction. And so ultimately, over time, what we would like to see is these moving averages pull up above this trend line, and then we have a pretty solid foundation of support. Any of these levels, I think, could serve as foundational support. In my opinion, nothing would be stronger than the trend line, which currently sits at that 50K level. It, of course, has been tested once, and now we're kind of trending above that with a double bottom here at that 54K level, and looking to see how Bitcoin can hold. Now, we keep bouncing off the 69K, which, in my opinion, is very, very good. I don't love the wick below. Not going to lie about that. That was not a good thing, in my opinion. But the fact that we're still holding, and we've been testing this here quite a bit here lately. If I go in, I haven't even looked at this on a shorter time frame, but you can see repeated engagement with that level at 69K, the 2021 top, and price still, for the moment at least, still holding there. So those are also positive signs. Obviously, lots of uncertainty in the market about this election. Being on social media is disgusting, quite frankly. The amount of just visceral noise and hate and divisiveness is getting to be too much to watch for me. Actually, it became too much to watch for me a long time ago. Can't seem to escape it unless you just turn it off. So I'm here for you guys, wanting to at least give you some content with some insight to the charts. I think this is a healthy move. I think this is a healthy pullback, right? So I led this off saying bullish momentum is fading, but I think this is a bullish retest of support. Now, because we have election day coming up very, very soon. What's that? That's Tuesday, I believe, right? November 5th. Let's see. Yeah. So we're not going to have results at that point, but we know that this is going to be a spicy day of volatility. And we know that the days that follow are going to be spicy until they finish tallying the votes. And then, of course, we're going to have one side challenge everything and create chaos and doubt and make a mess of things. So you can expect more volatility to go along with that. So what's a trader to do, or what's an investor to do? And that's the key word. Are you a trader or are you an investor here? If you're holding Bitcoin and you're looking to accumulate and hold Bitcoin, then you're likely in a pretty good spot. If you're looking to add to your position, I've shared with you guys this week the MTF mean reversion indicator, which is marking those bottoms and picking up opportunities, right? So if you're trading this, then boom, you scalp them and you're out quick, right? I mean, look at this. There's your 1.25% in like what, an hour and a half? Or you could have held it and gone longer, 4% move, and you're out. As a quick scalping tool, this is great. But if you want to accumulate, you can also use this to dollar cost average your way into a position with smaller size orders, and just keep stacking that way. If you are investing, as I said, you look for these dips to buy. You look at the levels, whether you're using technical analysis, you're using a tool like the MTF mean reversion indicator here I'm showing you, or you want to just identify where the liquidity is. And when the buying begins, then you can look obviously to the order book and see where the bid support is strongest. And you can see ladders up from 65K, and ask support aka resistance, very strong above 73. Not surprising there. For those who were expecting a breakout ahead of the election, if we did have a breakout before the election, I wouldn't think it would be a sustainable one. If we had ripped straight through the other day, I wouldn't think it would be sustainable. And in fact, what we're seeing, we have proof it isn't sustainable because we've already retraced it. So have some conviction on where you think price is going. If you think that price is ultimately going to be, we're going to see a 6 or 7 figure potentially Bitcoin in the years to come, in the months and years to come, then obviously it's not too late. You're in a good position. If you're trading, trying to get in and out quick, those opportunities present themselves in both directions. And looking at the liquidity is a great way to do that. Tighten up just once here and see that, we're seeing some trading action. And I wouldn't say that what we're seeing at the moment is indicative of a distribution phase or an accumulation phase. There's just normal trading going on in this volatility. People are taking advantage of those gaps in liquidity where price can move through quickly. And, the investors are doing what they do, as you can see. Oh, yeah. See, even that has an ad on it. Jesus, get me out of this political nightmare, right? Yesterday, obviously things cooled off for the ETFs, but BlackRock's continued to come in with a robust buy of over 318 million. They've had just a massive week of over $1 billion in inflows for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. So the fundamentals are there. The chart technicals are still there and intact. And the outlook to me is still as good as it has ever been. There's going to be volatility, and you can either let it shake you out, or you can sit on your hands and wait for the dust to settle after this crazy election cycle. And I think regardless, yes, there will be some volatility after the election. One candidate price will probably immediately shoot up. The other candidate price will probably immediately pull back. But I think once all is said and done and we get past Inauguration Day, I think that Bitcoin continues on this path and on this trajectory that it's been on since November of 2022. And with that, I'm going to wrap it, guys. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Spend some time backing away from screens. Spend some time doing what you love with the people you love. And as always, trade smart.